Hello and welcome to this video. Today we're going to be talking about guest posts. Now this is one of the easiest ways to build high authority links to your website and at the same time build traffic to your website and also increase your reputation within whatever industry you're in. So if you're ready to never struggle with link building again, then watch this video, and by the end of it you're going to know exactly how to build tens or hundreds or thousands of links, as many links as you like on a monthly basis. You're going to be able to build after watching this video. So without further ado, let's jump in and get started. So what is a guest post? This is important to cover. You need to understand the mindset behind guest posting, why it's beneficial for the person receiving the post from you, and why it's beneficial for you. So let's get into that. So a guest post is when you write a piece of content that gets submitted and published on another website. You are a guest contributing to someone else's audience. Now that's key to that's a key point. If you don't have an audience right now, the easiest way to reach a high number of people is to leverage somebody else's audience, and guest posting is perfect for this. So you might be thinking, well, okay, that sounds cool, you know, I'm gonna provide content for someone else and I'm gonna be able to get the attention from their audience. So what's in it for the person that I'm actually guest posting for? And the answer to that question is within 2 words, which is free content. Creating new content can be expensive and time consuming. People don't want to have to pay writers to create content on their blog, or maybe they don't want to keep updating their blog every single week by themselves. So if you come by and you say, hey, I'd like to guest post on your website, what do you think about this topic idea? If they like the topic idea and they think that their audience will benefit from it, there is no reason why they wouldn't let you guest post on their website. If they've accepted guest posts before, anybody would love to have content written for their site for free. So that being said, that's the benefits for them. The benefits for us is that we get links to our website, which is, like I talked about in our previous video, traffic, content, and links are the most important SEO ranking factors, especially for local SEO. So getting links from guest posts plus the exposure that we get from it is going to equal more organic traffic. So that all being said, what does the process look like? We're going to be breaking it down into 6 steps. Very simple. So the first step would be to find websites that accept guest posts. You can convince somebody to guest post on their website if they've never accepted them before. You can. Anything is possible. However, that being said, it's going to be way easier to convince someone who's, you know, consistently accepting guest posts, has done so in the past. Those are your main target audience. If you focus on people who have already accepted guest posts, your response rates from the emails that you're going to be sending out are going to be way higher. The second step is to evaluate the websites that you find that accept guest posts, record them as an opportunity once you've actually assessed the quality of that website. We're going to be moving on to how you can assess the quality of a website later on. If you follow the steps that I'm going to mention, you're going to understand exactly what it takes or exactly what's needed from a website for it to be a quality link back to your website. So you're not going to go after the crap links like everyone else. You're going to be getting the high-end links and you're going to be going after those first. So the first step is to send out an email pitch. So it's literally as simple as emailing them saying, hey, I came across your website. I recently saw one of your articles and it was a guest post. If you're still accepting guest posts, I'd love to guest post for your site. Here are some topic ideas that I've come up with. Let me know what you think. And it's literally as simple as that. So after that, the fourth step is that you're either going to get a response, you're not going to get a response, or yeah, those are the 2 options. You're going to get a response or you're not going to get a response. If you don't get a response, then you can always follow up. if you do get a response, it's probably going to be one of these two things. They're either going to not like the topics that you have to cover. They're either going to say, we don't accept guest posts anymore. Or the third option, I don't even think there would be a third option. So it would be, they would either say, nope, not accepting guest posts. The second one would be, sorry, we don't like your topics. Could you potentially change them? So those two options. If you get any other responses, let me know. But from what we've been doing, we found that those are the two main responses that we get. So the fifth step is to send a draft and make tweaks if necessary. What does this mean? So you send your initial piece of content that you've created based on the topic that they've agreed upon. So once you've sent them the topic ideas on the fourth step, they're going to say, yes, that topic sounds great. We think it would be suitable for our audience. And then you say, great, I'm going to get started on writing it. Once you've written it, you send it to them. And then if they want you to make any changes, they'll send it back to you. You make those changes, then you send it back. And then the sixth step is your content gets published, and hopefully you've placed a link back to the website that you want to link to in a very smart way, so that they don't see the content as just being promotional, and you have a link that goes live. And then you just repeat the process from there. So finding guest post opportunities using search queries. This is one of the best ways to find guest post opportunities. It's very simple, it's very easy. So how do we do this? We take a search query, for example, guest post by, along with the niche that you're targeting, and paste the following into Google. So for example, let's say that you're in the finance niche and you want to find websites around finance. So you would type in finance and guest post by, exactly like it's shown in the picture, like here in the screenshot. You would just do that. It's very simple. And then you're going to get a number of results on the first page. If we take a look at the first result, for example, this is an ultimate list of finance blogs that accept guest posts. So this isn't necessarily a single site that accepts guest posts. But if we take a look at the second website here, it says guest post archives, finance for geek. So that means if they have a guest post archive, they've accepted guest posts in the past. So let's take a look at the next step. So do they accept guest posts? Like we said in the previous slide, so financeforgeek.com, they have a guest post archive. So we would click on their website. Do they accept guest posts? So if they've already had people guest post in the past / recently, then they're likely to accept them again. You would go and find their contact page or their page about guest posts. And once you can verify that they do accept guest posts, either because they have a page like this where they literally say, if you're looking to contribute guest posts, click here, then they accept guest posts, or they've accepted guest posts in the past, this is what you do. You record the opportunity. Now we're going to be moving on to where you're going to want to record these opportunities. We prefer Google Sheets. I'm going to be showing you that later. So you just record the opportunity as a guest post. You take the site's root URL, so financeforgeek.com, and then their guidelines URL if they have one. So for example, here they have one. So it says, if you're looking to contribute, get a guest post, click here. So once you go onto that page, that is the page that you want to copy the URL of, because that's going to have guidelines as to what they're looking for from contributors. So once you have that, you're going to want to find the site owner's name. You're going to want to find their email address. Now, one way you can find their name is most of the time they'll have it listed, like here, for example. And in this case, we got a bit lucky. So the email address was actually listed on the guest post page. Sometimes they will format it in this way or type it in this way, just so they don't get spammed by people who scrape these kinds of search queries. So you just want to copy and paste that. Now, what do you do if they don't have that email on their site? There's a number of tools out there that you can use to find email addresses. One of them is hunter.io. Hunter allows you to find email addresses on any site. Now, it's not perfect, but it does work very well. That being said, if if you get to the point where even Hunter doesn't work and you can't find their email addresses, then at that point you're going to have to just guess the email and like use a mail tester to see if the guesses that you've made are correct. So most of the time it's either going to be info@websitename.com, it's going to be contact@websitename.com, or it's going to be the name of the person at websitename.com. So the tool I mentioned there was hunter.io. Have a look at that, and yeah, that's one of the tools we use at Clicks from Search. And yeah, so the tag can be left blank. So later on, when we found all the opportunities that look decent, so for example, this site looks like a genuine site. It's got, you know, a contact page. It's got a consistent blog that's being posted on every single week. So this would be a good opportunity, and this doesn't look like a website that was strictly put up for guest posts. Like, this looks like a website that actually has an audience, which we want. We want a website with traffic. So that being said, we're going to be tagging the websites later by assessing their value, or yeah, their value. So let's move on to the next slide. So this is where we evaluate sites. Once you've got, let's say, 100 opportunities that you've found, now you want to go through and evaluate the sites for quality. The first metric, like we just talked about for quality, is, are they updating their blog regularly? If they're inactive, then we don't really want to reach out to them, because that means that their audience is inactive. We don't want links for the sake of links. We want links, but we also want links from websites that have traffic, which is why we've set up our tagging system in this way. So how does this work? We use Ahrefs at Clicks from Search. Ahrefs is one of the best tools out there. Personally, I love using Ahrefs, and I think that, you know, if I had to pick one tool to use and I could only pick one SEO tool, it would be Ahrefs. So that being said, this is how you use Ahrefs to evaluate the quality of these sites. So if the website has a DR of 1 to 14 and an organic traffic of 0 to 249, then it would be a 1. Now, if it is a 1, if you do find a site that is a 1, don't even bother, because it just means that the site is not really quality enough for it to have a positive impact on your website. So yeah, just don't even bother. So I'm not going to read all of these out, but you know, you can pause the video now, just have a look. So you might be thinking, you know, what if a website's traffic is between 250 and 999, but the domain rating is a 30? So that, in that case, what we would do is we would take 2 plus 4, which is 6, and then we would divide by 2 to get the average, which is 3. That's how you would assign that value. So let's look at another example. Let's say this website that we're looking at, the domain rating is 1.8. So that's a tag of 1, right? The organic traffic, on the other hand, is 1.7k, which is a tag 3. So 1 plus 3 equals 4, divided by 2 equals 2. So we would tag this site as a 2. So it's not the best website to get a link from, which is why we would probably leave this one till the end to reach out to. But that being said, they do have some decent traffic numbers. So if you are in the finance niche and you want to drive some targeted traffic to your website, then this would be a good way to do so. So that's basically the process in an overview. Don't really want to stick to the slides for the whole of this video. So now we're going to move on to sort of a more instructional, over the shoulder kind of approach. So let's take a look at Clicks from Search. Now, right now, we are documenting the process of ranking this website, right? We registered it, I think it was around October, and we've been working on it for the past month or so. And within the past month or so, we've built some of these guest posts. Now, the sites that we've built guest posts on include walnutseo.com and this website right here. So very, very specific to the niche that we want to go after, which is great. So the way we built those links is through the process that I described just now. If you follow this process that we just described in these slides, you will be able to build these links. The only reason why, you know, we haven't built 10 or 20 links within a month yet is because, firstly, the site doesn't have enough traffic going to it. So if you build 20 links, it doesn't really look very real. And also, secondly, most of the time when you're building these links, guest post links, the bloggers do want some sort of fee, which is completely normal in this day and age with links. People just understand in 2019 that, you know, links have a certain value and they want to be compensated for that value. It's as simple as that. So we have a campaign workbook. This is what we use on our clients, with our clients, and it helps us track literally everything. And so this is literally where we would put our opportunities. So let's say we found a guest post opportunity. We would type in guest post. We would put in the site URL, the guidelines URL, the name of the person who runs the site, the email address. Once we've contacted them, we would find out the cost of getting a link live on their website, or a piece of content live. We would take note of that, and then we would add any additional notes. And then, like we discussed before, the tag is there from assessing the quality of the website, like we discussed here. So how do you go about finding guest post opportunities? Now, we've been through it on the slides. Now I want to give you sort of a live look into how it's done. So let's say we want to build some more links for clicksfromsearch.com, and we want to find some guest posts. So we have a whole list of search operators here. There's about 130. Let me just check how many there really is. Yep, we count 130. So there's 130 search operators. So this is every single search operator here is designed to find you guest post opportunities. So let's take a look at one of these here. The guest post by this one is probably one of the best ones. This one usually gives the best results, but you can find opportunities with all of them. This one's just the most accurate that I found. So let's have a look. So like we talked about before, our niche would be SEO because it's an SEO agency website, clicksfromsearch.com. Like we talked about, which slide was it? Let me just find it, 1 second. Like here, so our niche is SEO, so you'd put in SEO and then guest post by. And then we would literally go down this page, and yeah, so these first websites are, you know, pieces of content that are talking about guest posting for SEO. These are as well. But this one right here, SEO archives here. Let me see if this is a guest post, or if they have something that also says right for us on the site, then that's a good sign. Yep, so this one is SEO archives, right? So it's not, well, actually no, I've just noticed. Yeah, so it does say guest post by. Let me just see where it says that on the page. Oh, literally right in front of me. Okay, it literally says guest post from this person here. So we would take a look at how we would go about contacting this website. Let me just see what this is actually about. Yeah, so it's around the social media space. So it is relevant to us. Now we need to see how we would contact them. This is all live, by the way, so bear with me if it's a bit slow. About us, press releases. Wow, no contact page, huh? Blog, support maybe. About, oh, that's not it. Okay, so let's look at another example because I couldn't find the contact information for that one. Alright, let's have a look at this. It literally says guest post archives. bruceclay.com, smarter search engine search marketing. Let's see if we can find a Write For Us page. Nope. Okay. Probably is not a good example either, so that one wouldn't be a good example because it's a competitor and they probably don't want us to guest post on their site. You want to find, for example, for this, we're in the SEO niche. We want to guest post on sites related to SEO, but if they're also an SEO agency or they're an SEO consultant, then they're not. The chances of them accepting a guest post from us is very unlikely. So we need to find websites more like this that revolve around SEO but aren't necessarily an agency or a consultant. So literally, it literally says guest post here. We click that. 9 out of, so this is talking about their guidelines here, and you know what's needed. So we would literally take this, we would put the guidelines URL here, we would take the root domain, we'll put it there, and yeah, so this is the name of the person that we need to contact. Let's see if we can find an email as well. Alright, so another tool that we use is Find That Leads. This one isn't as good as Hunter. As you can see, it says guess. So if you can get a Hunter, I would highly recommend Hunter. The only reason why we're using this is because we have a subscription that allows us 2,000 credits, whereas with Hunter we don't have that. So strictly because we have more credits on this one, we use this one more. But Hunter does work way better, so if you can get Hunter, I'd highly recommend it. If we take a look at this email, we can actually mail test it. Mailtester.com. Just test that really quick. Okay, so it says this is an invalid domain. Okay, this is what happens when you do stuff live. It doesn't work. So let's take a look at how we can find their contact page and how we can contact them. Let's see if they've done that thing. Nope. Nope. Wow, no contact page. Okay, so apparently this person here wants to be contacted via Twitter, so you know, whatever it takes. If it's going to take contacting them through Twitter, then it would contact them through Twitter. It doesn't really matter. Let's have a look at another example, because I haven't shown you like actually finding their email address yet. Okay, so found this website on the 6th page right here. So on the meta description it says guest post by, so clicked on it, guest post guidelines straight up here. So this is the email to contact them. Sometimes you won't get a name, which is fine. Just start off the email with like, hey there, hey. It doesn't really matter. They know you want to submit a guest post. You know, they have a guidelines page, so they know what's up. Like they're not too fussed about you not knowing their name. Of course, if you knew their name, you'd get better responses. But if you can't find the name or they don't list it, then that's completely fine. So just for the sake of time and to not make this video completely just like 30 minutes long, yeah, so we've got potentially 2 opportunities now that we've found. It took a while to find them, just because of the nature of this niche. Everybody in this niche is obviously writing about guest posts, so finding actual guest posts and then finding somebody who's not in your who's not actually your competitor is difficult in this niche, because this niche, they know exactly what a guest post is and what it's used for, so they're going to be appearing on, you know, the first 5 pages or so way more than, let's say, for example, a finance business you might be competing with. They're not going to have a guest post guidelines page, and they're probably not even going to be accepting guest posts. It's mainly going to be like finance blogs rather than a finance related business that will accept guest posts, if that makes sense. So with that all being said, that is exactly how you find their contact information. Once we have this, so what we would do at this point, let's say we've got these 2 websites, we would take the site, we'd go into Ahrefs like we discussed before, would go into our site evaluation metrics, and we will take a look. So streamseo.com, DR57. So what is that? That's a 5. Organic traffic 17k, so that is also a 5. So this site is a 5, so we would literally tag this as a 5. Getting a guest post on here would be extremely powerful for our website, clicksfromsearch.com. Let's take a look at the second website. Okay, that's cool. So reach the limit on the Ahrefs account. So you get the idea. So you would go through and literally find guest post opportunities like this, and then you would reach out to them and ask them if you can contribute. You would also then follow up with, you would either follow up with topic ideas, or in the initial email you would include the topic ideas. It's up to you. Just split test it, see what works best. But yeah, with all that being said, if you follow this process, you will build links. We managed to build 2 within a month, which doesn't seem like a lot. The reason why we didn't build more is because, as you can see by this right here, the company's budget isn't massive right now. It's a new company, don't really have a ton of clients at the moment, but you know, we are looking to increase that. So that's exactly why we can't afford Ahrefs, but hopefully in the future we can. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. We're literally going to be guest posting for our site within the next following few months, for the course of this year actually, and we're going to be documenting the process of ranking our website on page 1 for some big keywords. And yeah, it's just going to be, for the next 6 to 12 months, it's going to be a case of, for us anyway, it's going to be a case of delivering the best possible results for the clients that we do have now, and also growing the business as much as we can so that we can actually improve content quality and afford an Ahrefs license. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. Let me know if you've learned something new. Let me know what you'd like to see. Also, we're going to be going through this campaign workbook that we use for our clients in a video in the future, so stay tuned for that. We do upload weekly videos every single Tuesday, so make sure you subscribe. And if you haven't seen our local SEO video from last week, make sure you go and watch that, because after watching that video, you're literally going to be able to outrank 99.9% of people, and we're going to be proving that within the next year. So once again, I'd like to say thank you for watching. My name is Volkan Dergac, the founder of Clicks from Search. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. Go out there, take action, build links to your website, and get those rankings that you've always wanted. Thank you.